the feature crew with Jacob Braunschweiger, Chris Oslin, Dylan Hallew. And now, here's the feature crew.
Hey folks, welcome back to the feature crew. So unfortunately, Jacob is having some technical difficulties, so he should be here soon, and I think Chris might be able to join us later. But I will be kicking us off with some news for this week. So let me get this all started. Sorry, we usually have other stuff. Let's get this one up. Oh, good timing, Jacob.
Hello.
Cool. So let's obviously start with the biggest news of the week. Fable was essentially banned. We last week were able to just get a couple of streams in, running your prompts and everything, which is great. Definitely go look at the reaction video we had as well as the stream we did. But unfortunately, almost an hour after we did that stream, it got slapped with import restrictions. So, sorry, Jake.
Oh, just agree.
Absolutely. So we got a couple of articles here. So I think there was some kind of update today, but at least the first 24 hours that led to slapping the export controls on. I think a lot of this was, there's been all these memes I've been seeing of like, oh, this is a security risk. It's so big. It's so big. And then they're like surprise Pikachu face when the administration turns around and slaps the export control thing on it. I think a lot of this, it'll talk about the administration's imposition of export controls, blah, blah, blah. I mean, obviously, we didn't know what was happening behind closed doors, but this was a very interesting kind of report. So I think from memory, it was something to do with jailbreaking, right? Like the administration claimed that it was a kind of deterministic way to jailbreak, if I remember. And from that, they were getting a little bit spooked that this model could be like go off the rails and basically like do lots of harm. Anthropic was talking about, no testers have yet to be able to find a universal jailbreak. And it's kind of true. Like these are just mathematical models. We really don't know the full extent of could you ever protect against all jailbreaks or not. But yeah, and then as Kaikau said in the chat, the mass exodus to Anthropic going on as well. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on as well. But there's a lot of interesting stuff going on with the White House and Anthropic. And then what I wanted to show was that even just today, it seems to be kind of trending towards being in a positive direction, I guess, for Anthropic. So I think Trump was doing some stuff on Axios this morning, and he was saying something along the lines of, I think they behaved very responsibly to our request. It was quite a broad request. Sorry, I've been kind of skipping over, trying to read things at the same time. But it was basically just like, take down your model, even though it's like a very exciting thing. And Anthropic did that like pretty quick. Like it just kind of snapped out of the blue. So, reading between the lines, I think that Trump was kind of saying like, I'm glad that they didn't push back. They just listened. And then they go on to ask, do you view Anthropic and to a degree, Dario, as a threat to national security? He's like, well, not now, but maybe a week ago. I was with him yesterday. We made a speech. He seems like a nice guy, a smart guy. He responded to us very quickly. So I think they probably garnered favor, them being Anthropic, by actually responding to this request. And I think AI is certainly a bit nonpartisan in this respect. That I think they all know that like this is a big part of the economy for America, I would say. Right. So they can't just go around like putting too many restrictions on AI, given it's going to be such a growth engine. So I think after this, they might be like, oh, actually, Anyway, Jacob, been rambling for a bit. What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, my thoughts in general are like, I'm not sure what Anthropic expected, with going out of the way and marketing such a dangerous model and then releasing it with, as you said, sort of protections. And then those protections were demonstrably circumventable. That's a word. Um, yeah, I'm not shocked by this. This is just like the latest misplay by Anthropic working with the government. I think it's really hard to point at like the there's extra chaos working with the current administration, but beyond that, Anthropic has not been handling the relationship with the government correctly. And so, if I were an Anthropic investor, I would be concerned about my investment just on that axis. So, I mean, it's good that there was a quick response here and that they seem to be working through things because, as Dylan, as you were saying, everybody knows this is the growth engine, but also everybody knows that that this area AI is a national security concern. Both are true, and so they're going to need to shoot that gap. And so, it's good to see these things get worked on quickly, but yeah, it was like seemed like another fumble from Anthropic.
As a segue, though, the only thing that seems to be going very right for Anthropic this week is that there has been quite a interesting exodus to both OpenAI and Anthropic. So
from Gemini, right? Yeah.
Correct. Right. So let's start with. I thought I went the other way. The first one was that Noam Shazer from Gemini, who was their, I think, vice president of engineering or something like that, right? Like he was like quite high up in the Gemini org. Vice president of engineering, a co-lead of the Gemini AI models. Announced Wednesday that he was leaving to join OpenAI. Classic like ex-post saying like, "Oh, I'm excited that I'll be joining OpenAI." And I think Sam A had some like choice words about that. He was like very excited to be working with Noam and stuff like that. And then I think we got another person from DeepMind joining Anthropic. There's been plenty of other like high-profile cases. I don't know if I've got more open here, but I think in general, this is kind of coalescing into the idea that there seems to be these like OpenAI and Anthropic seem to be the frontier labs now.
Yeah.
I hope Gemini and Google DeepMind competition. I think is good in this respect, but it's a very interesting week that so many people seem to be starting to like almost sprint to like Anthropic and OpenAI. So yeah, any updates or any thoughts on this, Jacob? Yeah, this is the John Jumper as someone who, the person I was just showing, moving over to Anthropic.
Sorry, what was the question?
I was saying, do you have any other like updates on the story? Like,
no, just I mean, I have like more high level thoughts, which is like because there are multiple. I saw another one just a couple hours ago. I'm on vacation now for the next couple of days, so I was like at the cards, and there have been quite a few in the last week, and particularly in the last couple of days.
Yep.
And like you said before, both OpenAI and Anthropic, maybe a little bit more Anthropic leaning. And it's been, I don't know. There's a lot changing. I think like my high level thoughts are this seems to be related to recently you've seen this sort of pivot, the Grok XAI SpaceX pivot away from like frontier models and focusing more on cloud scaling, selling compute, training, models that are more efficient for a specific use case, as they've talked about with Cursor. We saw a similar thing from Microsoft Build, Microsoft 7 models. None of them were on the frontier, but they were on the cost efficiency frontier. And I've heard a lot of rumors about Amazon targeting the same thing. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens. Like Google, since the beginning of this, has been trying to do everything all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They've always had their like Flash series, and they've had like Gemma and then Gemini, and they've had on-device optimized models. They've had frontier models. They've had a bunch of experiments going on with world models, audio, like real-time audio models. Then, of course, they have their flagship VO video audio model. Right? They've been doing everything. They're trying to do like chatbox in Google Workspace. They've been doing the Gemini client itself. They've been trying to do literally everything.
Yep.
And so I wonder if this is a moment for them to like refocus their efforts as like some of their competitors. As it seems like there's a specialization going on, like, or a bifurcation between frontier lab and like, I don't know, AI infra provider. Google is currently as a company both.
Mm-hmm.
And are they going to be able to continue to be both, especially as they're bleeding talent and Wall Street is keeping a close eye on CapEx?
Yep. Absolutely. I guess we'll see. But interesting to see so many moves this week. Again, don't know what's happening. Sometimes it can just be that like there's a quick momentum shift, right? Like lots of people move at the same time. I don't know if there was like any kind of external or whatever like signal to like do this, but regardless, it was just a kind of crazy week for this. And this is just like there's probably other high profile cases. Got one more here for like Barrett stuff and stuff like that. So yeah, fascinating time. Now, I don't know much
So
about
wait,
this.
and then pause before we move on.
Yeah.
Lucas L in chat says, do we think OpenAI and Anthropic will be able to keep the advantage from open weight models? Open weight models seem to be catching up. I would just throw away the open weight thing. Like, it's like non-frontier models maybe are catching up. And I don't even know if catching up is the right way to look at it. Like, they are still behind, right? Like, OpenAI and Anthropic are always like whatever the newest Claude is, the newest Opus or Fable or whatever, and then the newest GPT Pro or Max Thinking on flagship GPT. Like, those are always going to be ahead. They're always going to have like a sizable lead on benchmarks, and a lot of benchmarks are getting saturated, which is like why it might look like these models are catching up. I don't think that's the right question. I think the right question is like, what % of tasks can a more efficient model do?
Yep.
Right. And like people sometimes associate like open weight with cheap, and that's like not the case, right? You could have big open weight models, you can have small open weight models, you can have big closed source models and small closed source models. And so for me, the question is, will companies start seeing, as we've been talking about in previous streams, I think like Uber led the charge here, where it was like companies are starting to see like just burn as many tokens as possible and have a token leaderboard is not the right way to approach this, right? These things can get expensive over time, and we need to make sure we're extracting economic value. And so as they're looking to become more efficient with the value extraction use of these models, it's like more efficient models can do more and more every week, right? Because there's just like diminishing returns on like how smart does a model need to be for any given task. And like if you make a model, I don't know, 5 IQ points smarter as you go 5 more IQ points, 5 more IQ points, it's like it's diminishing returns on how many more tasks does that pick up? How much more economic value does that pick up? And so I think my broader question would be less about open versus closed and more like frontier versus non-frontier, or like capability frontier versus cost efficiency frontier.
Yeah, again, I think this is going to be like a year of efficiency, right? As people start to like the age of subsidy is over, as all these guys look to, by guys I mean like OpenAI, etc. They're all going to start to IPO. Their books are going to go public, and then they're like, wow, we actually have to like start making money. And conversely, so that's going to drive up price. And I think all the CTOs who are now like, well, everyone knows that AI is table stakes and it can do these things. Wow, everyone's using so much AI. Are we really like, let's say the average engineer, I think spends $10,000 of AI like tokens, like maybe the Uber's case or something more than that, right? And then they're like, oh damn, can we point to $10,000 worth of extra value, right? And I think there's always going to be this little bit of a competition, because as more people start to use AI, they're going to be more dependent on it. And as the company's selling AI, you're going to want to sell more of it. But then I think there's going to be the other side of efficiency, which is if you're a buyer of like tokens, let's say, you're going to want to somehow like reduce or optimize that spend. So to that point of like, maybe we see open weight models or like non-frontier models get more hype or like more like cycles because people are like, oh, hey, that actually does pretty well. Like as Jacob's alluding to, like, I think there's always going to be this case where people want like the 200 giga IQ model. Eventually it's going to be some Oracle. It's so dangerous. It's so good. But a lot of tasks are just like, can you read my emails, please? Like you don't need an Oracle to go solve that, right? You actually need something probably on device that like rips through like more data and just gives you surface level insights. And you can go deeper. You might be like, oh, this is really important thing that I need to go consult the Oracle. And then you would want to spend tokens. That's how a buyer of tokens is going to want to do things. If you're selling tokens, you're like, use as much as you can. You know what I mean? Like, so I think there's always going to be this friction of like, what does this mean and how do we like work this out? I think it's going to be an interesting year for that. I think like AI is now like table stakes. People are like, hey, it's like the value prop is there. And now it's about like finding how you as either a buyer or seller try to like optimize your game strategy, something.
Right. And yeah, and maybe to torch this a little bit, like there's that old sometimes laughed at, like, okay, what GPT-4 is, high, I don't remember what they said. Was it like high school grad level intelligence or like undergrad level intelligence? And then they're like, okay, well, now PhD level intelligence, and like, obviously these things are spiky, and they can't always do everything that, just because they can pass a like a law school entrance exam doesn't mean they're like ready for law school. Do you know what I mean? But like, but along the lines of that metaphor, like, as Dylan was saying, do you need an oracle, right? It's like, yeah, do you need, companies don't hire somebody with 3 PhDs to do like office work, right?
Yeah.
And so as the frontier keeps pushing, like, okay, now this is like PhD level intelligence asterisks. Now this is like multi PhD level, like, as they improve the spikiness, now this is like, oh, it has many PhD, right? It's like, do you need that level of intelligence for most tasks? No. And companies don't do that today. So yes, companies will use this frontier intelligence for certain things. And then, but really companies will, you hire a lot more like, at a large company, you hire a lot more like paper pushers up through junior engineers before you get to like your staff engineer that's making, $1 million plus a year. You know what I mean? And so it's like, I think we'll see something similar with these models, and the two that we are like donning the frontier labs, like Anthropic and OpenAI, have been so focused on the frontier, and at this point, I think they less than ever before have they had good offerings at below the frontier.
Mm-hmm.
So we will see how that shakes out. I do think that if they want to continue focusing their efforts on the frontier, and I've said this before, that they will need to figure out how to exploit the frontier themselves, right? Like, if you make some model that can, I don't know, solve fusion, right? Like, you can't just let like General Atomic or whatever spend a couple thousand on tokens. Now they have the solution to fusion, and they go to make millions or billions or whatever off of that, right? If you want to keep pushing the frontier with like $100 billion rounds to fund pushing the frontier, then you're going to need to figure out how to get hundreds of billions of dollars out of the frontier, right? So you're going to need to make some of those discoveries yourself, or partner with companies who can operationalize your discoveries and make them, right? The model might look a little bit more like universities and how they operationalize patents from their tenured employees, right? And the university sometimes will take a cut.
It's a tough sell. It's a tough sell. Oh, I don't disagree. Like, that economics makes sense. I just, like, I can imagine those players pushing back so hard on that, right?
Who are the
like,
players?
The players being like, let's say you're a consumer of tokens, right? You're like a physics company, I don't know, a power company, and you're trying to like find something way more efficient, and you're like paying for like an API key, and then somehow OpenAI or Anthropic trying to claw that back. Yeah, I don't know. Because I think the problem is like they would.
Yeah, no, and so this would
like
not be clawing back. They would have to do it in a different way. It would have to be like, hey, we have Claude Olympus, right? Yeah. Which is the new. It's even more. It's like 10 times smarter than Mythos. It's incredible. It's gonna solve fusion and cure cancer and whatever. Like, if you want access to this, AstraZeneca, Pfizer. Yeah. Right, you have to enter some deal with us, right? So it's not going to be clawing back; it's going to be proactive, I think.
Yeah, but then that just
and OpenAI has floated this, and
but that just goes into the nationalization question, right? Like, then you think the U.S. government doesn't immediately just go like Defense Production Act?
Oh, I completely agree that there are questions here. Also, Defense Production Act is not
catch-all. It
doesn't let you just seize things, right?
Yeah.
Defense Production Act is the government gets priority. It's not we can seize your facilities. It's we still have to pay you, but we can dictate what you're going to use this facility for, or in this case, what you're going to use your compute for, or what you're going to how you allocate model capacity, right?
Yeah.
So, but and I was not saying that. Yeah, I just want to clarify. Like, I'm not saying this is exactly what's going to happen, but
no.
It's the only economics that I can see working for these frontier labs if they want to keep pushing the frontier. Now, if they say, hey, we're gonna shift our efforts to fighting Microsoft and XAI and maybe Google question mark and Amazon and I guess all the open models on like being the most efficient, like sweet spot model for the most economic value, then they can do that as well. Now it's going to be harder to fight the vertically integrated folks, right? Like if you're Google, Amazon, Microsoft, you can design chips in house and then deploy them in your own cloud and then figure out how to get that efficiency down. So like efficiency won't be I mean, at least to my reckoning, I don't think efficiency will be the strong suit of the labs, but time will tell.
Time will tell. I think to your point though, it'll be a fascinating year for frontier labs, and then it's again fascinating that all these people are running into the supposedly upfront. It kind of looked like, given a lot of Gemini people running to Anthropic and OpenAI, the argument could be made like people are realizing like this is one of the years where like people are going to have to figure this out, right? Like if there's going to be like this incredible frontier, like, oh wow, like it's going to go like another 5 IQ points to become like Einstein level intelligence, going back to that metaphor, people are going to like, researchers are going to be like, yeah, I want to use this, I want to see what it's like. I think hopefully around this year, like towards the end of the year, they're going to really start to be like, Mythos and Fable has already been like kind of like rocking the boat, and you have to assume they've got something cooking even better than that internally, right? So then how they deploy that, how they monetize that will be fascinating. So yeah, looking forward to seeing the kind of discoveries and stuff like that. So
and Kai Cow in chat is the quote of the day. I'm prepping my RSI stack. Lamau, things be weird. Yes, things be weird.
Be weird, honestly.
And then oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like it's honestly like a great call out. Like it's kind of weird. It feels like being like one of those like doom preppers. You know what I mean? To be like, imagine when like
the doomsday preppers.
yeah, but like everyone's like, oh yeah, like this like scary security thing could just be like broken, or oh this could happen. I'm like, oh yeah, we should kind of prepare for this. Like it's way more obvious to prepare for physical things, but like we're so dependent on like the internet and like things like that. Basically, it's all like everything's like technologically connected. There's the whole like IoT. Remember that like phase where like everything would be connected? Imagine that they all get hacked and stuff like that.
Oh, Chris would have lots of thoughts on IoT, being that he worked at a IoT company for a while.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember this.
But it did be crazy.
And then Heatstroker, on the last point, we were Heatstoker. Excuse me. I guess that was a Freudian slip there. Okay, but you do have the 69, so
yeah, true.
I see 69. I say Stroker. Sorry. Heatstoker says, I don't see how big pharma is going to allow AI to cure things that they only want to treat, as treating is better for business. This is something you see all over the internet. We don't. I mean, I'm a big conspiracy guy, but like we don't. It's hard to find examples of like cures being withheld. Also, in this case, it's not even big pharma doing it. It's like we were kind of proposing that the labs might do it. Like labs plus research, right? So in the past, it would be like researchers might do this. Like some research comes out of big pharma in the same way that some AI research comes out of big tech. Some AI research and pharmacological research, biological research, most comes out of like universities. So it's in the past that's been what's prevented that sort of withholding of cures, is that like if you discover it and withhold it internally, eventually someone in a university somewhere is going to figure it out, right? So it's anyways. I wouldn't be so worried about that, but I'm no expert on biopharma overlap. So,
segueing, I mean, I don't know enough about this, but big news this week. I wanted to know. A new division called Midjourney Medical. Fascinating that for some reason Midjourney is going into medical. Jacob, do you know much about this?
Sorry.
Midjourney going into Midjourney Medical. Apparently, they're releasing a medical device.
Oh, this thing! Oh my god! Yeah. So this device is like a full body with echo, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm watching the video first time. Like I was getting up all the news that we had prepared, but I was like, what? Like Midjourney going into medical? for what
Yeah,
reason.
it is a little weird. You can see like the image AI. One of the main uses, or vision AI, one of the main uses for a while was like radiology.
Yep.
Still continues to be.
Yep.
So it's not. I mean, it's not completely random. Like I could see a world in
Yeah.
which they had a bunch of image AI research talent, some of a bunch of whom had worked on radiology stuff in the past and are passionate about it.
Yep.
So I could see how this came about, but
Yep.
you know, like generating like Ghibli photos to like full body scan tech does feel like a little Theranos. So I don't know. I see both sides of this one.
Yeah. So, I mean, unfortunately, I
But
didn't enough research. Yeah.
as Kaiko said in the chat, David, the founder slash is he still CEO of Midjourney is one of the goats, and I do agree with this. He did Leap Motion, he did Midjourney. He does these like sort of um, highly technical moonshots that tend to work. Um, so it will be interesting to see this, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, as you've explained it, I'm like, I can kind of understand. And there is definitely like, given previous novel, like, camera tech or whatever, like, it's probably not that unreasonable to be like, oh, yeah, well, a massive application here is medical devices. But yeah, like seeing that, it did feel a little sci-fi. So I got one other tab up here where they're saying, this is probably one of their press releases, could do more full body scans than every MRI machine together on Earth. I got a fleet of 50,000 of these scanners capable together doing billion scans a month and bring full body imaging to everyone on Earth. Yeah. I mean, I think in general, like talking about like medicine and stuff like that, like I really hope we start to see big findings through AI. Like I know that's kind of like a meme, or the longevity research stuff like that, but there's such a clear like overlap of like, hey, like it's so good at processing data. Like why can we not have more scans and things like that to like proactively help like health outcomes? Seems like a great use of this to like prove it out. And yeah, I mean Kai saying in chat, like next trillionaire no cap. Great. Like if you can do something novel like this, I mean people can get rewarded or whatever. Yeah, I think this is like again, I haven't done too much research, apologies, but very fascinating to see like Midjourney coming into play here, and hopefully there's other like startups and stuff like that that actually try and do something novel here and start to like innovate on this like frontier. Do you keep anything else on this story?
Yeah. Nothing. There's just another. Kaiko said next trillionaire. For David Holtz, I don't know about that. That might be a little bit of a leap for me. Well, this is like if we're talking about Elon 2.0, like what I haven't seen from Holtz is like how do you like he seems he's hyper technical, can do these technical moonshots, great, but like and cares about like making the world a better place and stuff like that. But I'm not seeing the same like how do I grow a massive company thing, right? Like how do I scale? Like Midjourney's always had these scaling problems, and it's good vibes, right? It's good vibes. Like we don't have investors, you know. We listen to a ton of feedback, but it is it is a little tough to become a trillionaire if you're not like a big scaler, which I haven't seen from Holtz.
Yeah. Well, watch this space. Medical imaging and stuff like that will be just the medical field in general with the frontier will be fascinating. Okay, moving on to model releases. We have GLM 5.2, I think, announced or released. Yeah, this week. So this kind of like dovetails on what we talked about before about like open weights. So been seeing quite a lot of like good Twitter feedback on this. I've not actually played around with it. I don't know if we'll be able to like. Anyway, but I think people have been quoting it for being pretty good at design, and this is obviously all open weight. It's pushing the frontier. I think it gets pretty good on Sweep, frontier Sweep. yeah, I mean, I think it's just I don't know if we had any other models released this week, but cool to see like frontier intelligence moving forward. I think we have a few examples of making a design similar to 4.8, and then about the costing element. So GLM costing about 6 cents compared to Opus. So this kind of ties into what Jacob was talking about the efficiency frontier. This is maybe not the best example, but this is the kind of calculations that I think a lot of people are going to start making, right? Like for design might be an actual case where you might want something like Opus to like really like try and crack it. But if it's something like, hey, summarizing email or reading through this, you might be like, hey, if this costs like cents of a dollar versus like Opus, you might just want summarization done by like a cheaper model. But hey, the fact that open source AI is continuing to move forward is great. Kind of is, I think, whoever was saying, I'm preparing RSI stack. I think there is a case where like you might want to doomsday prep your own like open source model. That's like, I know people are getting like solo panels for their like open source little model to run, stuff like that. So it's great to see this at least available and to see these like open weight models getting at least marginally better. Let's see, do we have anything else?
What's the number on this GLM?
Yeah, parameter size?
5.2, right?
Yeah, GLM 5.2.
Do we have the parameter size?
So what? Million.
Okay, yeah, it's like almost a trillion parameters.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So big.
But this is a great example of what I was talking about before, where like open doesn't mean cheap, right? So like,
yeah,
we have to, if we're going to make the comparison, we have to figure out like how much does it cost per token to host this thing versus, like a recent frontier Anthropic model, which is what they themselves were comparing it to on that chart we were looking at, where like GLM on high reasoning was outputting a similar amount of average tokens across those three coding benchmarks to, I think it was Opus 4.7 medium reasoning. I'm just trying to do this from memory, but and it was getting a slightly higher score. So that's it. That's interesting, right? If we've got an open model competing with the sort of second to most recent Anthropic flagship, and but then it's like, yeah, okay, how much does it actually cost to host, and what is the process like of doing so? And these are important things to include, because it does seem like they like what is this? It's like Z.ai or Z.
Yeah.
Zfu. It makes this. Yeah. So that they are clearly pushing a little bit more on the frontier. Like I would love to see, when I start seeing, I get interested when I start seeing a model release that has a lot of like cost per output, compared.
Yeah.
The cost per quality.
Yep. I mean, like we talked about, like that, this efficiency trade-off means that people are at least doing that mental arithmetic of like, it's good enough, right? And I think that's like a good bar for when a model is not just like shovelware, right? Like when you decide to be like, oh, I might use this instead of Opus, you might admit that Opus is better on some percentage of tasks. But I think the important thing is if GLM, like say 5.2 is, for 60% of tasks at least like as good, that's a very strong indication that this model might be more like efficient and thus more likely to be a daily driver, so to your point, I think it is a great indication when people
and I think they are undercutting on cost, because we're expecting like these latest Opus models and even the latest GPT models to be larger parameter count than 750 billion. So
yeah,
I think it is fair to say that this is like an undercut, but I want some numbers on that. I want to try to understand that.
Totally. Now, moving on to our next thing, we have Motion Bricks by NVIDIA, which is apparently the all-one brain for character movement. So you don't need manual breaking animation, just let the AI handle the physics and style in real time.
Oh wait, pause. Sorry, just before we move on. Tatsu Code says they've been testing GLM 5.2. It's very impressive, really great results, and confirmed that it's 750 billion parameters. So I think that's great to hear.
and welcome back, Tatsu. And thanks to
Yeah,
everyone for
well,
tuning
and
in.
welcome back, Tatsu.
Sorry, when I was kicking off, I was a bit frazzled because I was like, but thanks everyone for tuning in. Apologies we were a little bit late today. We were just having some stuff run over. But great to have all the regulars here. And I'm seeing if I missed anything else. If society, Rich in Paradise, if society is ending, what do you need a local LLM for? I mean, there's a strong case that like LLMs are like a kind of fascinating tool. If we had LLMs like 5 years ago, it would be like the most insane thing, right? Like our current generation, our current tier of LLMs. Like the fact that you can ask this pretty much anything and it's like encyclopedic knowledge, can be an assistant, like, yeah, I don't know. We even talked about, if folks remember the Turing test. Like that's just like, it just feels like table stakes now, right? If you think this thing is talking to you weird, you're gonna be like, what the, like, this is just like terrible. And that used to be the like gold standard of like, it's over for us. Like AI has like finished everything. If we can't even tell what's human or not, like that's like, we're now moving into a future where it's like, everyone just accepts like, yeah, I won't probably even know if this is like AI content or not. It's like a race to like figure out like, watermarking or like, do we enforce people to disclosure? So I think the goalposts have moved a lot in the last 5-10 years.
Mhm.
So I feel like if we lost like LLMs, like there is this great discussion of like how to explain like intelligence offsetting. Like it's just like basically like I worry for younger people who grow into a world with LLMs that they kind of lose system two thinking because it's probably cheaper to just go consult an LLM, right? Like if I have a problem, like if I'm like, I know like a lot of people use ChatGPT might be like, hey, like, what should I wear today? Or like, oh, I feel this or whatever. Like you're going to use it as like a sounding board. And that's like actually incredible. If you lose that, right? Like you don't have your own local LLM, it's going to be kind of crazy. I think for us, we look at it as like a, well, like this thing will help us be more efficient. But I think a lot of people, this is kind of the goal of those companies, is likely to get people addicted and using it all the time, right? That's where you go in the consumer space. So you can have like billions of people use your shit. Like that alone, the fact that ChatGPT got like, what was it? Like, was it 1 billion MAU or something crazy? Like the fastest to get like that high, was it like 100 million MAU? I remember they were breaking some record on fastest consumer kind of like product. Like there's definitely something there.
Yeah, it was fastest to like a lot of these milestones. I don't know if they've like officially hit 1 billion yet, but it was definitely, it was like fastest to 1 million, fastest to 10 million, fastest to 100 million. At the time when it did, I think some of those records have been broken. Some of the lower order records have been broken since by other AI things.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, we'd have to read up on that. Also in chat, Rich in Paradise on this like cost conversation mentions Fable is the only new model they've used where they didn't immediately use it for everything, too slow, too expensive. And I think this is underscores like the moment that we're getting to, right? Where the frontier is getting so good and so expensive in some cases that it's like you actually don't need that. A notch below the frontier might be good enough for a lot of things.
Absolutely.
And especially as we're starting to do like when OpenClaw had its moment a couple months ago, I said this isn't ready yet, but this is the auto GPT of always on agents, where auto GPT or AutoGen or those sorts of frameworks were like the early versions of these like sort of loop agents or multi-agent frameworks respectively. Now we're starting to see those things in products in production, whether it's just like the coding agents or the coding agents plus automations, and they're starting to grow up with automations and with like remote access and stuff into an OpenClaw like thing. Whenever you see like these impressive open source moments for like harnesses frameworks, it usually means that like the productized version is like 6 to 12 months away, based on both like doing the real engineering required for wide scale deployment to like normal people, and also the sort of cost, right? Like the cost efficiency work to get so that you can host it at scale, that it's actually creating value for people at the price they're paying. So all those things combined mean we're at this moment where like we're starting to get these like longer running, and we're like starting to transition into these like always on agents. And when you have like always on agents, you're not thinking about like how many prompts am I sending, you're thinking about like how many agents am I standing up to run all the time.
Yeah.
with like a set of responsibilities, it's like the cost of the model that underlies those agents becomes like extra important, because now it's not only scaling with tasks, it's scaling with like tasks and time and number of agents, right? It's like multi-dimensional cost scaling.
Yep. Very true. So again, I think this year will be a year of efficiency, and we're going to see a lot more conversations like this as people start to realize, to Jake's point, like we are getting to that point where like, do you need 155 IQ or is 150 IQ perfect, right? Like we're really going to have to start asking these questions and seeing like where the value lies. So next, I think we have two other things, kind of gaming related to end. We have Motion Bricks by NVIDIA, which seems to be a some kind of way of generating like movement for like NPCs and stuff like that. I mean, it looks pretty good. Smart primitives, AI fills the natural looking motion automatically, zero shot skills, glitch free. No manual rigging animation. You just let the AI handle physics and style in real time, apparently. Let's click in the link. Scalable real-time motions with modular latent generative model and smart primitives. ACM transaction on graphics. Robotics.
So this looks like okay, cool.
Yeah.
So this is not just like predicting the next frame. This is actually generating the like rigging and movements and
next movement vector or whatever.
Which is as they're demonstrating here, it's not just useful for video games, but also potentially for sort of embodied AI.
Yeah, for unified reverse intuitive for author and post navigation and object interaction. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense, because I remember seeing like when the guy was picking up like pots and stuff like that, and then to your point.
And it's ETH Zurich.
Yeah.
You'll see their names. They're like kind of, it's like I think the top technical university in Switzerland, and they've been on like robotics frontier for quite a while now, so it makes sense to see them there.
Yeah.
Is this like Assassin's Creed?
I assume this is what they're trying to like mock. It just looks so Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Which is cute, like why not?
I love me some Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Like, it's a great application of it, right? Of like being able to probably maybe take a step back, like LLMs and the ability to just like, like when we try and use like a video model that tries to like say generate perfect video, there may not be something that's like, I guess eventually with world models we want to get to that point, but having these like in between intermediaries makes a lot of sense, right? Where you like scale down the problem and then solve it with hardware, and can you combine those to get like a pretty good representation? Him holding the banana is so good. So yeah, I mean, this seems really interesting. Are you more excited 100%. About the animation or the robotic side of things?
Well, as like a perennial in my spare time game dev, of course I'm excited about the animations, right? But like, I'm excited about both. I do think like this kind of thing, the tail to actually apply this kind of thing to robotics is like longer.
Yeah.
Right. If there's like, if it's not like perfectly physically accurate, to the point where the robot might fall over or knock something over, like that's a huge problem in robotics. Not such a problem in games, right? Like game animations are not physically perfect. They're just close enough that they look right, if you took the game animation and applied it to a robot, the robots would not work in the real world. You know what I mean? And so
you're saying he can't just scale that massive thing? That like, what are they called? The ones with the kind of humanoid frames. That would be terrifying if you saw them start to do like perfect like that. That's crazy. But I agree.
Yep.
I don't know if there's any other.
Kaiko says motion bricks is especially huge for agentic builders, so we don't need to rig or do animation. Yes, I think getting rigging out of the equation, like as somebody who's used like Meshy and such, like the rigging flow they have is still poor. Like they try to make it super easy, and then it makes it basically useless, or you'd have to go like rig by hand in Blender or something. So it is good to see this frontier getting pushed forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we have one last one. Unreal Engine 5.8 ships today with experimental MCP server support. Your sources, your pipeline, and your workflow. Simply configure the MCP plugin and connect to any agent. Get familiar with the MCP server and the PCG primitive plugin today. We have them as well. I don't know if they have any. I think this is them, like kind of iterating with the MCP server to be able to build out like some kind of city-like map. Yeah, have you seen this, Jacob? Like, what are your thoughts on Unreal?
Yeah,
5.8?
you know, I think. I mean, obviously, this is an area I care about because I was like working on a sort of open, like AI first open source 3D engine built on 3JS and Rapier, an open source physics library, and other open source tools. And so I do think there's like a lot of potential to this kind of thing. Like I'm not a big believer in the predict the universe frame by frame thing. Not because I don't think it could eventually happen in a way that it's convincing enough for games, but just because it seems like the drawbacks are big in the foreseeable future, and we've already solved a lot of the component problems via game engines. And so Unreal is a great example of somebody who's solved like most of the component problems other than the human authoring challenge. And so like a good first class MCP for Unreal, as models get better and better spatial temporal reasoning, which is still struggling, frankly, we should see some really impressive outputs here. I am a little skeptical just based on the demo. I'm like, well, yeah, what was the state before you asked it for the city, right? Like, how much was already done in that project, right? Was procedural buildings already done? You know, it was like, you know, and so it is interesting. But I do think like, yeah, that the big missing piece here for me is not like the actual API. It's the or the MCP, or just like the ability for the LLM to access a good engine. The problem is like the spatial temporal reasoning of the underlying models, which is like a little better in like procedural situations because they've been trained so heavily on code. It's worse. It's much worse if you already have a scene and you're like, hey, move this table so that it's next to this thing and on top of this thing, and they just fall apart. But it's an area that we're seeing improve over time as the models get bigger and better, and the RL environments get more expansive. So I have no question that this sort of stuff is coming. I'm just like, I'm curious where it's at today.
Yeah. And just going through 5.8, like their blog, you have to go all the way to the bottom to the MCP. So, you know, I feel like this is probably one of those things where like, yeah, we added it. I'd be interested to see if anyone in chat has actually used it, let us know. Otherwise, we'll see how people start to use this. I think particularly with something like Unreal, there will be this pushback of like, you know, keep AI out of art, which is fair. I understand. But at the same time, it would be interesting to know how far along with an MCP like this does it really help with like game dev. But I think there's going to be a lot of conversation like polluted.
Yeah, I would just. This is where I go on my, like. Yeah, I actually don't think it's fair
to say keep AI out of.
Yeah, because it's not up to them. It's not, I don't know. It's good because first of all, they're entertainers who think they're artists. That would be my. They might also be artists, but when you're talking about like, how many people will play this game, or will people have good experiences in this game? Like, the people who are having the experience shouldn't really care. I think the same exact fight happened with procedural generation, right? As Minecraft was becoming the most sold game of all time, right? When it was on the trajectory to that, the traditional game industry was like, no, procedural generation is taking artists' jobs. This is horrible. And so, yeah, and so it took a long time for the industry to get any sort of procedural generation in the stack. And things like Minecraft ran away with playtime.
Yep.
So, like, I don't know. Game dev is not about as a game dev is not about the game dev. It's about the player.
Yeah.
So yes, if the AI in game dev leads to slop that the player hates, that's bad.
Yeah.
But just the presence of AI or the fact that less artists were required doesn't matter to the player. It's all about getting the best experience to the player. That is entertainment. So if you're in the entertainment industry, you have to be comfortable with that.
Interesting. Oh, wait, Chris made it. Hello. What's good?
Hey.
Chris, I just wanted another like art versus entertainment, like the player decides, not the game dev rant. So
Hell yeah. All right. We're coming in hot. I like it.
We are. Wait, what was the other thing we needed Chris's view on? IoT.
oh, the animation thing.
The animation.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, let's go back to animation. Motion breaks by the video. Is that the one we talk about, Jake?
This was exciting. Yeah, this is after they had an acquisition. They acquired a company that was doing AI animation, and it netted out to this product.
Interesting. I didn't catch that they acquired someone to do this.
This was a while ago. I forget who they bought, but this is getting closer to the dream of just say, hey, character, go here, character, sit down, and the animation takes care of itself. Now, definitely, we're not there, right? We're not looking at Naughty Dog level animations happening everywhere, but they had some really impressive demos here that you could imagine, like that AA level game could now really drop their animation budget. And like we always talk about on the channel, it's just, inch by inch, the steamroller keeps coming, making things easier.
Yep. Absolutely. And then I forget what we're talking about, but it's something about doomsday prepping and IoT. What are your views on IoT when Fable?
Internet of Things?
Yeah.
Oh man, I got too much background on Internet of Things. I was at a startup for Internet of Things.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Soon, when everything like IoT kind of died out, though, right? Like, what did it? Okay, good.
IoT kind of died because IoT was pre AI vision really being good.
Yeah.
Right. We were still calling them on-device machine learning. It was still deep learning, not AI. The rebrand hadn't happened.
Yeah.
And then, at least at the startup I was at, we bet heavily. It was called Silk Labs. People can go Google that. We had a big Kickstarter. That was fun. But we bet heavily on privacy. And ultimately, people don't care about privacy at scale. And we're getting comments in the chat. I care about privacy. I do too. But it is not a winner in the public market. Right? Brave didn't suddenly take more market share than a lot of other browsers. Like, just is what it is. And also the IoT use cases, because the vision wasn't there, kind of didn't do much. Like, you could talk to it, it could see you, it could know when people are there, it can do anything HomeKit could do, turn lights on and off. So we kind of had like an Echo Show-like device, but you guys were talking about it in a doomsday scenario. Are you worried about it waking up and watching you?
I think the context, someone in chat was talking about having like local LLMs. It was about getting the RSI feeds ready, maybe Kakao. And I think we got spun off onto having local things. And we were talking about like IoT and stuff like that.
Nice.
Crazy.
You guys covered the most dramatic week in AI hires ever.
Really? I mean, yeah, we talked about it. Was it the most dramatic week ever?
I mean, no, going back to OpenAI after Google spent $1 billion acquiring his startup.
Yeah.
And then he only lasted 16 months, something like that, 16, 18. And then the essentially co-head of DeepMind, who won the Nobel Prize along with Dennis, was like, I'm out to Anthropic. See ya.
John Jumper. Yeah.
John Jumper. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was wild. That further goes down the path of it seems like the two chosen labs are chosen.
It
right.
Kind of seems that way. But we do hope, I do hope, at least like competition is good in the sense of like, if Google can kind of get this stuff together and like specialize and figure out what they want to niche down is. But Jacob's making the point of like, they're kind of just trying to do everything everywhere all at once and kind of struggling, right? Like all of their things are kind of like subpar, and these other labs like really starting to try and lock down what they want to do.
I mean, I hope they still keep going with their video stuff. That's cool.
I
mean, they're behind C-Dance right now, but it doesn't seem like they seem like they have a path to beating them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I completely resonate with how hard it is to do things at a large company, right? makes sense that it is hard to keep the focus you need when you're driven by. Actually, that's why I worry about the labs. I worry about them going public because now you have that quarterly return. So suddenly the gravity of that is impossible to escape. You are in the gravity well. You better be showing quarterly growth.
Yep. And we were talking about on the Frontier case where like it's going to be probably a year of efficiency where people are now starting to realize like, hey, like, do I really need the most Frontier model? And I don't know how that plays out when they're trying to like, we were talking about token sellers and token buyers. You know, if you're kind of buying these tokens, you're going to be like, well, can I use something a little bit like cheaper, but like maybe 150 IQ instead of like 160 IQ? But the lab's going to want to make more and more money. So how are they going to do that? Time will tell.
Yeah, you gotta get squeezed on the tokens.
Yeah. All right. Well, unfortunately, I need to shoot off soon. I will stop sharing.
Just trading in and out here. Okay.
Trading in and out. I'll stop sharing like that. Do you want to?
Oh, did we get another spammer? Look at that. We're getting spams, man. It's great. Excited for that.
Wait, where?
Oh, I just saw you guys hit a message. I didn't view the message.
Oh yeah, we're not talking about that one.
Oh, got it. All right. So we got to the Unreal MCP?
Yeah, we did.
What?
We did that, the Unreal MCP. It just sucks that like I was really excited. I don't know, Tatsu, if you were still here. I really wanted to keep like running Fable, like with all the different like stuff we had. We did start getting a Discord ready. We dropped that in chat. I know there were some comments about it. But that would be a place where we can kind of like collect like prompts and other ideas and projects that we can like keep building on between streams. Kai Kao mentioning Elon track to 2 trillion net worth. Yeah. Let's see next week. Maybe when does the lockup period end?
Not next week. 90 to 180, whenever the lockup ends. Let's see the lockup end.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
But I think he'll get there.
None of this is financial advice.
We are taking the sine wave for a while.
Yeah. So it will be interesting. We'll probably still follow it, but I mean, just don't want to report it too early. You know, and this is not financial advice. I don't know what's going on. It's all kind of topsy-turvy. So I'm just like.
And you guys covered Midjourney having the wildest pivot in AI history potentially.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
Midjourney medical.
It's pretty wild.
But then I think Kai Kao or someone else in chat was talking about like, and Jacob was making the connection that it's like not like super crazy, given he's already done like, what's his name? Midjourney guy, CEO, or maybe still CEO.
Was it David
Holtz?
Yeah.
Has already done some like novel like sensor or camera stuff in the past. So
yeah, Leap Motion, all that.
Yeah. So it'd be cool. I mean, like if it's like not shovelware and like it's like pushing the medical frontier seems like awesome. Like it actually seemed like
but this guy, but maybe the point is if we're using Leap Motion as the example and this goes the way, when was the time ever you saw Leap Motion in the wild? Or a magic? I went
to a lot of game conferences back when I was working in the industry, so I saw it a bunch.
Yeah, I don't consider that the wild.
It's kind of wild.
I mean, normal people. Yes, I'm sure if you go to a medical device conference, maybe you'll see one of these. But the question is more like in the doctor's office or your house, which is where it seems like the long-term intention is. Like this is a product marketing. Like what's his name, Brian?
I'd assume they're gonna make it like a DEXA scan sort of thing because like it looked like you needed that like the water is like or whatever like.
Yeah, you gotta have your dune bath to get in it, right?
Yeah. Like unless you have a cold plunge and you're like, oh, let's set it up. But I assume they're like, oh, we're gonna like $1,000
because you can't ultrasound through air.
Yeah. Right. So that's why I'm like, it doesn't seem like something that goes in everyone's house, but it does make sense if you can scale it to be in like multiple hospitals per metro. You know,
like trying to do the spa context. I thought was smart. Just get you in a spa, right? Wellness spa.
But that isn't that crazy? You're like,
you're not gonna have it in hospitals. By the way, right. This is not the target is not hospitals. Because this thing is not good for like actual medicine, like for like diagnostic medicine. This is for like concierge health obsession. Like it's like, oh, I want to get scanned all the time, like so that full body scans so you can see if you find things. Like,
That's the pitch.
there's no reason if you the reasons why somebody goes to a doctor and needs an ultrasound never requires a full body ultrasound. You know what I mean? Like, and then ultrasounds are great. Ultrasounds are the greatest, maybe one of the greatest things ever invented. But they also have drawbacks versus like there are reasons why MRI and CAT scans still exist even though we have ultrasound, right? Like there are ultrasound can't really go through bone, can't really go through air. So yeah, and the resolution's different in different scenarios, and so like but you can use the hand wand for like finding the thing you need to find. Usually, this is for like Brian Johnson.
Yeah. This is a change over
health
time. You'll get
obsession
scanned every
spa
week.
where you get
I have a
you pay some big subscription to get
I have a very pertinent question here. Does it tickle? Because like the pitch for this is you're in a bunch of water, they're gonna pump a bunch of ultrasound through you, and I'm like, does it just feel tingly? Is it weird? I'm so curious what it feels like.
Well, have you had an ultrasound?
Yeah, but not in my full body immersed in a tank. I've
Yeah. I was just thinking like, yeah. In my ultrasound experience, I didn't feel anything, but who knows if the full array will create more of a feeling.
Yeah.
Also, Kai Cow chat says, "Go and watch the Austin Powers thawing scene. Thank me later." Is the quote you're thinking of like? It's like something warm goo, something goo phase initiating. This is before he pees for like 5 minutes. Great movie, great scene.
Classic. Well, gents, I gotta run to
yes, and Geico also says longitudinal medical data for training early detection LLMs is worth trillions of dollars. Yeah, it's not that I don't think there's value here. I just don't think that you're going to start seeing 5 of these in every hospital. Like, I think there's a different entry point to the market, and it's probably the same place that do like whatever those blood things are. They do it's like elective medicine is where this enters
for sure.
I get freaked out with all the like walking around New York when they've got the like IV drips. They're like, we'll just give you one. You just put it in. I'm like, what are you putting? Like, why would this even be a business that people like want to get like a random IV drip? It's just crazy. I don't know, maybe
you saying it's un-American to put a needle in your arm?
I don't know that. I don't know.
Oh man, yeah, it'll be.
I can't make that joke. All right.
No, I don't know. It feels like everybody stopped drinking, so now everybody has to have like obsessive healthcare routines and take a bunch of supplements, and like we just had to shift our addictive consumption to vitamins and steroids and peptides and all the things.
It's kind of like an interesting point. Like, and even like there's also this other thing in terms of like consumer behavior. There's been this like my wife was telling me about this like meme of how different generations have talked about different ways of expressing money. So it used to be, let's get that bacon, which is like the most expensive, like meaty part. Then it's like, let's get that cheddar, let's get that bread.
Meaty part.
Right? You're kind of like going backwards in terms of like less. And now it's not even about
and the dough is before bread.
Uh-huh. And then let's dough, cheddar, bread, and then now let's get this bag. It's not even about it's just like it's not even the like food source now. Just think of wrapping the food source. I don't know, like this change in consumer behavior is like actually really interesting. To your point of like no one drinks now. I think everyone is kind of like efficiency focused, and it's expensive and shit. So now what do you do? But then it feels like everyone.
What do you think is behind? Or what do you think is behind that change in the terminology there? Any theories?
I think people are just saying like, yeah, it's just like a relative. Money seems like relatively more out of reach. Like that was the kind of like theory. Like
interesting.
So like like the boomers and stuff. It's like like the equivalent of like being able to own something big was like much easier. So
let's get this second home.
Yeah.
Get that Airbnb. Boomers love a good Airbnb. Yeah, there's something to that. I just totally lost my train of thought, but I'm with you that there is a very different type of consumption happening.
It's a different world out there.
Yeah, quite odd.
Well, I'm gonna drop. Do you wanna keep going, do some prompts, or we call it here?
Do we have a next thing to do?
Well, we could do GLM 5.2. We can figure out which website to use for that.
So because of my technical difficulties, I'm on phone, so that'll be on you, Chris.
Okay.
If you want.
I think the ZAI will let me do
A couple of problems.
some of it, maybe.
So we can run some of our classic prompts.
That'd be fun.
Right, folks.
Or yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I got to drop later on. But enjoy the rest of the stream. Thank you, folks.
I might do like Open Router Pro or something. Just to, is that?
See you, Dylan.
See ya. Figure if I'm going to sign up to pay for somewhere, I would like to have it have more models.
Right. Fungible. Fungible payment.
Is that the word I'm thinking? Is it Open Router that I'm thinking of for this? Which one's that you run it?
Derek Straver says, I've heard, let's get that mortgage paid off in the wild. Chris says that sometimes.
Dude, it is a primary concern. Okay.
Kaika says the terminology mind trip is going to sit with them for a while.
I'm trying to figure out if I can actually pay. I think I'm misremembering the name of this service because Open Router is primarily an API, right? Where I have model choice in my code base. Oh, Model Fusion. All right. Sure. All right. Let's sign up.
I think Open Router has a.
I think that's
also in chat, if you guys are using GLM somewhere that's not like running it locally, where are you using it? Open Router does have chat though. From memory.
I'm not sharing my screen because I got to put my password manager auth in, and I figured I love you guys, but I'm not.
You don't want to share that with the world?
Not yet.
Yeah, 100,000 subs and you get Chris's login.
By the way, someone tell their friend to subscribe so we can get 3,200. We're at 3,199 and it's driving me nuts, man. I got to see if I have family members that are left.
Okay, Tatsu says Open Route is the right move.
Okay.
Kaika said Open Code would work as well. Kyle Guggen says, why rip Fable? Okay, so while Chris is getting this set up, I can refresh on that a little bit. So Fable, which was pitched as like a weapon, was proven to be jailbreakable.
Which was pitched as you're not wrong.
Yeah, it was pitched as a weapon and then proven to be jailbreakable. And so then the government said you have to do something about this, and so then Anthropic has temporarily pulled back Fable access. Luckily, we got our initial tests in before that all occurred. So when it comes back, we can do another round of tests and see. Yeah, exactly. About like a day. But we can do another round of tests when it comes back and see if it's actually the same model, right? If we're actually seeing the same results. But for now, Fable is RIP, unless if you're like, White Hat Hacker Co. or whoever got early access.
Okay, all right.
Tech companies as well.
We got Open Router. Money has been spent. Best role play models. The empty state here is quite impressive. Okay. How do I pick my model here? Best coding models. Oh yeah, I don't want you running all these at once. Dear God. No. 5.2. There we go. Can we run it up against 5.5?
Tatsu says click add model.
In my defense, it didn't say add. Let's see. Are there any? We definitely want reasoning. I don't care about the parser engine. Provider's fine. I thought I could set like ultra high. Maybe that's just a different model listed. No, okay. We'll just rock with that for now. Reasoning effort, high or extra high are supported.
Are supported?
Yeah, supposedly.
Right.
Is it just mad because I'm doing 2 of them? Okay, let's go to the feature crew prompt. Do I have that easily accessible?
Go to featurecrew.io/prompts/ whatever we want, city. Or maybe city. That'd be fun. Are we gonna make a video about this? Or should we just start with planet?
Is it city v1? featurecrew.io/prompt/city just takes you to the homepage.
/city/v1.txt.
All right. These are the secret links only live stream viewers get.
But we also put them in the in the description of videos.
Who clicks on the description? Our best followers, that's who. Oh my god, Tatsu code. My god.
Tatsu again.
You are the most generous member of this crew.
This.
You're getting the first custom t-shirt we make. Okay.
Yeah, we should do that. We should send Tatsu a shirt.
So let's YOLO this. We got 5.5 going. We got 5.2. If anybody in the chat could help me not be as dumb as I think I'm being right now, how do I tell it to be extra high in this interface?
Tatsu says, "Gotta look out for us." We really appreciate it. It's
very appreciated. I think you have tripled the income of this channel in 2 weeks. So you are incredible. Thank you.
Oh yeah, Tatsu's blowing ad rev out of the water.
All right, well, let's send this and see what happens. Then I can tweak it from there.
Jared Straver says this URL thing reminds me of back in the day when we memorized URLs, back when teachers were unsure about letting us use Google. I think Google was allowed by the time I was in school. But Wikipedia was the big bad. When I was in school, it was like, if you even look at Wikipedia, your brain will rot.
I got some of that for sure.
You'll plagiarize everything. When I was talking to my dad today about how I remember being shown Google. It was like my mom's a lawyer and her assistant showed, like, I think she was in a meeting and her assistant was entertaining me, and I had to be like, this is a very early memory. I had to be like quite young, and the assistant was like, "Hey, I've got a cool thing to show. This new thing called Google." And I was like, "What is that?" And she's like, "It's a funny name, but you can type in whatever you want and it'll pull it up." And I was like, "Okay, put in Power Rangers," which shows you where I was at in life. And she put in Power Rangers, and I got pictures and information about Power Rangers, and changed my life. It's the beginning of everything.
Hell yeah. I don't remember how I learned about Google. That's a good question. I think we got 5.5 going here. And then I got 5.2 going here. The next test for this that we should run is definitely build a website, because people really touted the front end dev abilities of GLM 5.2.
Ooh, I'll find my design system prompt from last week.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, I'll send it in Discord.
Oh, Dare Streamer, you Ask Jeeves. They went Ask Jeeves more. Wow. I remember Jeeves. I also remember the early days of Bing. That was some wild times, which I will not go into any further, but Bing was a wild search engine when it first came out. All right. Let's see, who do we got?
All right, prompt is in Disc, Chris.
Okay, sweet. I'll get that going. That way you guys don't have to wait too long.
I also sent the follow-up we used last week. I would just send the original one first. The follow-up was it didn't do anything in 3D on the first one. Oh, I guess did you miss this episode where we used this design system prompt?
Potentially. I think I've only missed one live stream, but that could have been the one.
Oh, no, I think it was actually in the video. It was in the Fable video, not the live. Let me see if I can find the actual artifact from the Fable video. Oh, thank you, Marv J, for the $2. Is Fable AGI is the question.
Ooh,
that's a tough one.
Oh, I mean, man, yeah, that's a
it's not
classic
tough.
debate.
The answer's no. No, the answer is no. For me, like the reasonable definition of AGI is like, can a model in a reasonable harness do like any task a human can do? If you want to tack on a human can do in front of a computer. And then the extra piece of that, if you want to make it a little harder to achieve AGI, is for less cost than it would cost to get a human to do it. The models are still way too spiky to declare any sort of AGI. That G, the general piece, is missing. There are definitely many tasks that Fable can probably do that might even be able to do a lot of them better than humans. The cost piece is not quite there for Fable. Fable's not expensive. And then the spikiness. An example of the spikiness is like, ask Fable to use Blender to design a Pixar character. That's a task that a human can do in front of the computer that has economic value, and Fable cannot.
I think I would. So my follow-up question is:
Fable's quite good.
Yeah, I agree. It's not AGI in the sort of canonical sense. I think there was a good conversation on Twitter on whether or not, as we get more of the piping and the MCPs and the harness right, is there still more juice to squeeze out of a model like Fable? Absolutely. Like, you will see it be much smarter even without a new model as we build out the tooling, the piping, for lack of a better term, the MCPs, the protocols, as things like Unreal open up their system. I think not AGI. Is it smart enough that it's going to trigger a different... I mean, this is now easy to say because it happened, but I think we've said something to the effect of it is smart enough to trigger concerns from parties that might have been sitting AI out for a while, right? Like, there was discourse on Twitter on whether some of the security concerns with Fable or Mythos were real, and they are real. Like, some of them are real. And more importantly, if open source tracks about 6 months behind still, by the end of the year, early next year, you're going to have open source models that are just as capable. And I think that that was like a realization moment for government, for security industry, for a lot of these places that were sort of looking at this as a fun, cool version of autocomplete that's gotten pretty smart for coding. And now it's, well, no, you can point this thing at a discrete task, put it in a harness that allows it to loop on it, and get pretty far. And that changed the game, I think, from people who were sitting out AI, but still in the business and political area. And I'm sure you guys went into it. There's all sorts of political layers to the Anthropic thing, but is the model strong enough that people are worried? Yeah. Could this have happened with 5.5? Probably. Is Fable better than 5.5? Yes, of course. But something about the way that launch was handled, the warnings that Dario kept putting out, the tests people happened to use it for, made people see where the models have gotten to in a way that maybe they hadn't since the executives over Christmas break decided to use Claude Code.
Right. And I also think that like better is an interesting term. Like, does it have a higher capability ceiling in, especially in certain specific domains? Yes. Is it all around better than 5.5? I would say no. Is it better when you start factoring in cost? Absolutely not. So that's the weird place we're at. But to Chris's point, it's this moment of like, whoa, it's really good at some certain things that are quite concerning, namely finding and exploiting vulnerabilities in code, in deployed systems, deployed code, as well as potentially like bioweapons threat level, which would kind of go against this AGI question, right? Because it's like, that's not general. It being really good in two domains, or it being good enough in two domains to trigger concerns, is not generality, right? It's okay, it's really good at these two things that are concerning and that cause problems.
Oh, sweet.
AGI caused, like if AGI just dropped one day.
Ha! Thank you, Tatsu. You the man. Oh, did we lose Jacob?
No, I'm here.
Okay, cool.
I just didn't know. I didn't know if there was. I didn't want to interrupt something important.
Sorry, you told me how to set the reasoning to extra high, and I think that's the proper way to test this.
Okay. And Kaikau says GLM 5.2 destroys Opus 4.8 in the design arena. So this will be into particularly that design system prompt will be I'm very curious about the result. Oh, and I was going to go look for the result we got from our Fable test video so we can compare them.
Sweet. Sorry, guys. This will take.
And for context,
longer,
that prompt
is maximally fair.
Okay, that's good. Love being fair on the feature group.
We do. We love being fair. And if Open Router's listening, I got some UI feedback that was not obvious.
And we just I'm looking at the live graph. We just had a couple people join over the last minute or two. So if you're just joining now, what we're doing is testing GLM 5.2 on extra high reasoning. We've heard it's quite good at design and near frontier in a bunch of generally in a bunch of important domains like coding and other relevant domains. So we're putting it through some of our normal tests just to see where it's at and how it stacks up with some of the most recent models we've tested, GPT 5.5, Opus 4.8, Fable. So we are excited to see these results. And another plug for Tatsu Code, the product. Tatsu's been our by far our largest supporter on the channel here. So want to make sure we're plugging his harness and yeah, check out Tatsu Code.
Sure, this is all set. I did set apply to all, so it should. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right.
I like that aggressive enter key hit.
Dude, if you're gonna have a mechanical
I do the same
keyboard, you
thing.
got to smack down at it, right? I think it's from all the movies I watched as a kid.
Dude, I do
Like,
it
you
on my
just
like
really
little
send it.
butterfly. Chris, do you feel okay? Here's what we can do a little since there's. Well, let me
Oh, I
just
think it
first
failed
make
to
sure there's
run
something in
this.
chat I'm ignoring. Which one is that?
There we go. I think GLM just locked up on this one. This is City Sim. Because this should be 5.5 now doing its thing. I don't know. There's. All right, 5.2 is rocking.
What is 5.5?
Oh, just
GPT 5.5?
Yeah.
Okay. As a comparison point, gotcha. I don't know if there was like some secret GLM 5.5 that I was missing somehow.
So that's reasoning.
Okay.
I think it's reasoning. It seems to think it is.
Let it cook.
I guess so. This seems wrong.
What do you mean? Wrong how?
It doesn't have this design system, right? The result just seems crappy.
Wait. No, you put in the follow-up prompt.
Oh, you sent both? There we go. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're professionals in this channel. Don't you worry. All right, let's start deleting some threads here that are wrong. Let's get us set up properly. I really hope this is still reasoning. I don't think it is.
It might be. Have we gotten any back?
Yeah, we did when I had it on the dumber reasoning, but
So none back from the max reasoning.
no. I just want to see something progress here. Because this was 5.2 giving us a result. This was not on extra high. Now this is. All right, Open Router fans in the chat, should I retry this? I don't know why mine resets either. Brave's doing something weird. All right, let's make this all clean. All right, we're just going to do this clean, deleting all the threads, burn my tokens. That's what I'm here for. Okay, GLM 5.2. Reasoning on.
Hey, luckily, Tatsu gave us the runway. Tatsu gave us the runway to burn some tokens.
100%. Okay. Let's just send city. New chat. We'll go same model just to. I think I'm tinkering too much. It's causing mayhem.
What do you mean tinkering?
I was switching models, hitting apply to all a lot. I think that could have messed it up. So we'll just keep honest. We'll just do GLM. Extra high. Okay, make sure we didn't screw this up. Reasoning's on. Advanced settings. I'm not pressing apply all. Great. All right. Sooner or later, we're going to get something. Oh, we have code streaming. Lovely. That's what we want to see. Did a
Chris,
bunch
by
of
the way,
research.
the Fable responses to the UX prompt are in the Discord. So when it comes time to compare them, they're there.
You're going to put it up against Fable?
No, that's the only one we've run this test on.
Oh, for the design system? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the most recent. Also, it's most recent video. So
Okay, now I think we're working. I think I just borked it by trying too much. I was doing too much.
you were doing too much.
Drank too much energy drink. I'm going too crazy. So you guys hit all the major notes?
Yeah, but if you wanted to,
Let's try to
have
remember
any
what we all got
soapbox
there.
topics.
Oh, I always got a soapbox. You know what I didn't dig far into is the China getting its hands on an EUV machine allegedly. I don't know how true that is, but it certainly was making waves. That would be an interesting. They got an ASML machine that would.
Oh geez.
So if that is true, big if true, as they say.
How?
So big if true. In a serious claim, officials told Bloomberg they have evidence that ASML shipped EUV-related components and transport equipment to China, though they've declined repeatedly to show it to Bloomberg or apparently to ASML itself. The company says no such machine exists in China and never existed there. It'd be pretty wild. If this is true, that'd be a very wild development. There's very little sourcing on this. You're essentially just taking Lutnick's word for it, but that would be a crazy significant development in the chip race.
Yeah.
But getting a lithography machine would be wild.
It would be a development, certainly. Chris, can you hold down the fort while I run to the bathroom?
Yeah, of course. Get back to
We'll
chat.
be back soon.
Everybody, we're still ripping on code here, so hopefully we'll get something awesome out of the city test. Super curious for that. Super curious to see its front end. I want to run a few more threads to get the comparison going. I'm worried I'm just going to break it again. So I at least want a result from GLM 5.2 for you folks. Do you think 3.5 Pro will be underwhelming? Gemini? I mean, it's not looking good. Certainly true, it's not looking good. I'm so curious what the internal politics are that caused two really, really senior leaders to leave. That's super interesting because Google has all the incentive in the world to keep them. But it could have just been the reality is it's really hard at big corporations to pull this off. Oh boy. Okay. But yeah, I'm with Kaiku. It looks very bad. It does not look good. It kind of seems like we have our two frontier model labs, and surprisingly enough, it is not the company that effectively invented the underlying technology for all this. We will wait for Jacob to run this, but I think that means I'm in the clear to run the competing ones. Okay, vote in the chat. Do we want it to be 5.5 or do we want 4.8 Opus to compete against GLM here? This is quite the result, though. Holy cow. Okay, both are back. Okay, Angry Owl says 5.5. 4.8, 5.5. So 2 votes, 5.5. Tatsu says 5.5. It's going to carry a lot of weight. All right. Can I rename this? Heck yeah. Internal server error on a rename? All right, well, let's hope that didn't set us back. .5 reasoning. We'll put it extra high. Fine. And this is the design system. Be a little organized today. Let's see. Okay, new.
I see a lot of numbers in chat.
We got a response, so we're rocking. I didn't want to do anything with it until you returned.
Oh, thank you. There's some more. Kaiko says, "Chris, set the name!" Exclamation point. So, Chris, set the name. It'll save it as a preset. Example: GLM 5.2 extra high as a preset.
Ah, I see. My bad.
We're learning about Open Router in real time here.
Things are happening. Oh, sweet.
Kaiko said it's bad UX, or oh no, there's another exclamation point. Bad UX.
I have feedback. Yeah. Yeah, because now I don't want to hit apply. I want to hit. All right, I guess that did work. It's begging for an apply button.
Senior UX designer struggles with UX. This is the new title for the video.
Well, hey, you know, if I'm struggling, that means plenty of other users are struggling. Let me.
While PM watches.
Okay, City Sim. Let's go.
Tatsu agrees, extremely bad US. All of the models, none of the UX.
Yeah.
Hey, that's kind of Microsoft. I can say that. No need to comment, Chris.
I have no feedback at this time. I mean, 3D is a push for this model. I get it. We're going to give it the air and see if it can handle it.
Was there an error on the city? Is that what happened?
Yeah. Capsule geometry.
Oh, I've seen that one before.
All right. But we got our design system. We can try that. We really need a dark mode for this screen. I'm getting blinded here. Okay, here is your paper 3D design system, sir.
Okay.
Nice and warm.
This is encouraging. It went warm. You know, the other Fable went warm as well, which is interesting.
Okay.
Because that was like when I was originally making the prompt, that was not the intention, but it's interesting to see different models interpret it the same way.
Open paper lab.
And I think it does seem to have done the same thing where it interprets like the 3D as like, okay, let me put so the follow-up prompt is about actually trying to get it to do real 3D blended into the 2D, you know? And in this case, it's using like drop shadows and such to like kind of fake 3D. And that's the same thing Fable did on the first attempt. I do like this little stack of papers thing it did.
Cool. Like that. I mean, this stuff, I'm not crazy one way yet, but I was curious if any of these tabs work. I don't think they do. But
Wait, keep scrolling down because I think there's more.
palettes, type and scale.
Mm-hmm.
Used a
Keep going.
different sentence for each one. Ooh, interesting.
Huh.
It's weird that it started going odd numbers here, but maybe that's fine. Kept it nice and even for our spacing values.
Corner radius.
I've never personally used a 999 pixel radius for a radius build, but each their own.
Oh, a lot of them do that. I think it's like I've seen this multiple times from a bunch of different models.
Does dark mode work?
There should be components if you keep going. Is there anything if you keep scrolling?
No.
That's it?
We top out at tokens.
That's not good. And none of those controls at the top work?
No.
Don't love that.
Well, let's compare. Let's see. 5.5 come back? Oh no, 5.5 still cranking. She be thinking.
If you want to compare an immediate comparison, you can in Discord is the Fable response.
All right, sweet. And that's for the design system, yeah?
It's for the design system. So yeah, the last two, like the first one is the response to this prompt. The second one is the response to like the 3D companion follow-up prompt.
Oh, sweet.
And Durstraper says dark mode would be chalkboard. Yeah.
Do you want the first response or I guess the first, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I think Discord abandoned you here.
Huh?
In the paste in Discord, it has like ... 22 kilobytes left.
I think that's
No,
because if you
terminating doc type.
Oh. No, if I click all right.
Oh, here we go.
Stand
Whole
by.
file. No, I got it. It's
no,
just
but even
Discord.
then, when I see the bottom of whole file is not.
Oh, yep. So, yep.
Complete.
You're right.
But that might. I mean.
Now you guys know why our videos take so long to come out. Just pasting stuff. Oh, you dumb freaking model. Okay.
I'm confused. Why?
Take the fixes and give me the complete HTML file so I can easily copy and paste. God, extra high is just going. Are we finally done here? Okay, all right. I think we have our 5.5 response now. Actually, here, let's just busted that. Okay, let's do this, render this. So there's that one. Got to get our comparison straight, though.
Okay.
Oh, that seems like a bad paste. What is happening there? Oh, that's part of our problem. It didn't complete its generation. See? Just kind of cropped out on thread. OpenRouter does not like me today. That's what it is. This is a personal problem between me and OpenRouter. All right, so here's 5.5.
Oh, but went more cartoony, like.
Yeah, it also did a pretty poor job of this paper overlap thing happening. It just looks like a render error.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys can even see that in the screen share, but there's like a really weird overlap going on there. Physics, not physical, not nostalgic. Okay. Maybe this would be a good time to use a harness. Yeah, probably. No. Color palette. All right, very similar. It didn't go. It didn't
used
do
a
as
much more,
many
like-
typography. Yeah, very chunky.
Yeah. I do think it did a better job of like laying out this section.
For what it's worth, I think 5.2 did have better design taste than this. This looks very.
I agree.
This looks like old school iPhone. Very odd.
It does look like, oh my god, it looks like skeuomorphic iPhone. Like
Yeah. I mean, these little like
what was it? Was it iOS 7 that changed everything? And they started putting like the water droplets on shit?
God, it really persisted this ugly radius. Sticky note? Okay. I get what it was going for. It really didn't achieve it. Like, look at this. This is wild.
It's got those like tape across the top. Like,
yep.
Fable did a better job with the tape. It was like little bits of Scotch tape, you know.
Did we get a? Is that? It just seems like a short response still, but maybe I'm wrong.
At least there's some components here. I mean, oh, are you talking about the
Your response in Discord? Yeah. No, I mean this is certainly more thorough. I think I'm going to try to give 5.2 a credit here because it kind of crapped out. And I don't know if I can blame the model for that or if that's just OpenRouter being OpenRouter.
Mm-hmm.
We might have a city sim. No, we still don't. Oh my god. It's going. Boy, is it going.
Yeah, Richard Kuhn says better to use it with open hands to give it a chance against Claude Code or Codex. Fair. We haven't run this prompt with Claude Code or Codex yet. This prompt was kind of just optimized for like dump out a, you know, you don't really need a harness to like create a bunch of components one shot. So I was kind of hoping it'd be fine with just like single HTML, which lets us go faster on live. That was sort of the optimization.
I need a grad student to do a research report on why 5.5 and Claude loves this shitty fucking edge. They do this all the time. Like if you're at work and someone goes, "Hey, I had it generate a report," you're like, I believe you because this thing, always this thing. I don't know if that was just a feature of Shed CN or if that's Bootstrap or where it's getting that, but both models love this little stroke on the left.
Oh, they all love it. Yeah, they love it. Although this one is like maybe the best executed. Like I've seen in the past, sometimes like it gets weird around the corners. So at least it kind of curved the colored stripe with the corners.
Oh, I'm hitting max tokens? Jesus, I'm failing at using this service.
Oh, did you see Tatsu? I was going to bring that up. Did you see Tatsu's like you can go into advanced settings and we should change the title of this stream to how to use
how to use OpenRouter.
or actually no, how not to use OpenRouter. Maybe it's a better title.
Yeah. Sampling parameter drop down. You'll need to change max tokens. Okay. Sampling. Oh, hello.
Let me see if I can I might be able to circumvent my technical issues and get it.
Oh, this is fun. Shouldn't we already be going as far as it can, given its maximum value is the context length minus the prompt length? And we can crank it. Okay, and this is "21 minutes ago." We are still going. At this point, I'm pot committed just to see what happens.
Am I not supposed to click apply to all?
I'm terrified to click apply to all. I'm convinced that's what broke me before. It's doubling back, though, which is interesting. You look at its thinking tokens here. It's like, actually, I'm wrong. Go back.
Okay, max tokens.
Also, be nice to have a little UX here that gives me a check mark or just a little like, hey, I'm done. Just so you know, you don't have to keep clicking in. Maybe there's a toast and I just blew by it. I can just totally see that.
It does really hide all them.
Yeah.
Did we ever save the conspiracy game prompt?
Stargate one? I don't know if we did.
Does anybody in chat remember the conspiracy game? Was anybody here for that? Okay, Kaiko, I clicked.
Their streamer was here for it, for sure. I think MMA.
Oh yeah, their streamer's been here for everything. That's true.
He's an OG, man.
Yeah, where were you when the feature crew generated
Stargates?
Stargate.
Oh boy, she's thinking. This is going to turn into one of those like all night live streams.
Just so we can get a response.
Yeah. Oh, okay. 5-5's back with a city.
All right, I'm running conspiracy prompt on 5.2.
Okay, here's
GLM.
5-5 city. I mean, oh, it's got my little grid. I can click on stuff. That's exciting. We got our time of day. The lights look terrible. Really bad. I like these little names, though. I don't think we've seen that before. Have we seen that before?
What?
The little, you see these little signs? Suburbs.
Oh, the what is it? The diegenic signs. Diegenic. Yeah. This is a pretty solid. Okay, I'm actually like, I mean, it's not perfect, but this is a pretty solid response.
The roads look aggressively odd, and then you have some breaking.
It's aggressively odd. Oh my god.
I mean, we've gotten better responses than this. This looks very choppy, especially as you get to the green here. The signs are cool. We could follow a car here and see if it's gonna. There's pedestrians. There's a little guy running around there. You just walk in the middle of the road, though. It's very LA of him. Are we back? Okay, moment of truth. Did it fix itself? All right, let's find out. Don't give me the file is not ready stuff. All right, here we go. 5.2 City Sim. This is nice. The cars are not obeying the road. We see that a lot. They do have collision. You see the little guy here all trapped. He's like he's freaking out. We have buildings and water. Yeah, so you're seeing an interesting result here where there's a lot of good aesthetic taste, but the reasoning's definitely lesser, right? Just stuff placed on top of the water. The layout of the buildings is cool. Like, we just compare this versus the density here is really nice. I'm curious if we get a day-night cycle. Oh. Okay.
Wait,
There's
can
our
people see?
rain.
On my screen, it's frozen.
It's frozen? No. The line of the road is super nice. Like that's really cool. We still have trees in the middle of it. Cars are kind of just glitching out all over the place, but I get why people like the aesthetic of this model. Like it's definitely doing that better.
MMA Hawk asked if it always is linear flat roads or we have to prompt it better for more realistic roads. It just kind of does. All the models tend to do flat roads, but then as we've been pushing it on the last couple attempts to like our new challenge mode is like cities on planets, right? It's like combining the planet test and the city test, and so in that world, it can't just do the flat roads. And so it's interesting to see like how the various models try to deal with that, and we've seen like some of them put like flat segments and then kind of make them tangent to the planet or to the ground at that point. And I haven't seen in any of these like a good response that's like sort of point by point on the road mesh, mapping it to the terrain, which is like what you'd really want.
Yeah, we got good lighting here.
So yeah, it's definitely a struggle area for it.
The cars are all lit up. The street lights are cool. They're going out. Looks like they actually despawn the top of them in the day, which is interesting. It does have a legend for where things are. I'm not sure that legend's especially useful. We just kind of have. Okay, so this is commercial, suburban, maybe.
Kaikau said played the game in the description for about 10 minutes before the stream. Scanned creatures and found a crash site. I guess that's got to be the. I wonder.
Yeah,
We probably carried over the description from a previous stream.
You're definitely seeing.
So I think that might have been the Fable one.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
You're definitely seeing the 5.5 reasoning show here. Like, it doesn't have trees sitting on water. It's got lights. The pedestrians are still, I think, acting wild, but yeah, they're just in the middle of the road down there. But I get this thing definitely has this reminds me of early Gemini days. Am I crazy? Like, Gemini had this sort of aesthetic that it would lean on. Yeah, it's super interesting. Not a bad result. This is not a bad result at all. I mean, it took 2 turns, but yeah, I see how the cars have lighting. Like, they light up. Lighting up little alleyways. That's cool. No lights in the buildings. Trees just kind of everywhere. Buildings, though, I think respected the roads, so that's good to see. Only a few instances.
Doesn't always happen.
Does not always happen with the city sim. Okay. Well, let's see if we're back with our design systems back for 5.5. I looked at that. It's still cranking.
It's still cranking on design system?
Yeah, yep. Remember, it got cut off, so we
this
reran
thing thinks forever.
We put it on extra high.
But that was a yeah, fair. I finally have a conspiracy running. It took a minute, but I noped out on the chat.z.ai seemed easier.
I just didn't want to pay. I didn't know if you had to pay to get to 5.2. I figured if I was going to pay, I'd give tokens to OpenRouter.
Yes. So what I've learned is you didn't have to pay
For 5.2? Really?
Yeah, I don't know how. Yeah, you had to
Sure.
sign in for 5.2, but not pay. Yes.
MMA Hawk, I think
The only thing is I have no idea.
Oh, you have no idea what?
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I don't know how much credit you get on the free, right? Like, I just sent this one problem. There's a decent chance if you were trying to do it on the Z.AI that it would like free limit you and like, pretty quickly.
Oh, for sure. I think we answered the 3.5 Pro question. Yes, I think it'll be underwhelming. I actually think I'm curious, Jacob, what do you think of the conspiracy that OpenAI is behind Anthropic?
What do you mean behind?
They haven't released a model, but there is a rumor that there's one in testing right now. Some folks are apparently seeing 5.6. And I think the analysis I believe on that is 5.6 will not be Fable class, but the one that comes out whatever next month or whenever the next model drop is will be.
Yeah, I mean, like, has anybody seen like a good 5.5 Pro versus Fable comparison?
I've just seen them on Twitter, but Twitter has such an incentive to lie on your results that I never trust it. So, like, look,
it's not 5.5 Pro, not.
Yeah.
Like, I never see anybody talking about 5.5 Pro on Twitter.
Ooh, okay. We got a design system back from our friendly neighborhood 5.2. Oh, I still feel like we're cut off.
And also, I just like want to stress from the Fable test did not blow me out of the water. Yeah, they gave it a new name and called it a weapon, but like, it felt to me like another incremental release.
Oof. This didn't work.
The design system didn't work.
Yeah, let me see if I'm just copying too much. Internal server, I think we're hitting a limit. I mean, I can try. I don't have time to rerun it, I don't think, but it just cranked. Let's make sure I'm just copying the HTML and didn't fork that. Yeah, because there should be a...
At least it's good to see, like, it is good to see that, like, we've tested a lot of open source models that could be, like, impressive at times, but, like, I never saw, like, the thinking really, really crank. And I mean, we have to see if it's actually, the fact that we're not getting full responses is not great, but, yeah, just seeing an open source model actually think for a long time is, like, fairly new to me. I've seen it before, but
we can try it again. I don't know if I'll have time for it to come back.
Right. It's been a long time since DeepSeek. And thinking is a very different thing now than it was when DeepSeek came out.
How are my credits looking?
Poor.
No, I still got a good amount of credits. Server, I'm just failing on some requests here for 5.2. Server tool request failed.
Yeah, Richard says, well, if they don't want to get banned, then I guess they should try not to hype their model, which, I mean, you can hype your model, but like hyping it as a weapon, I think is a different level.
Okay, do you have the conspiracy test you want to share? I can.
Oh, it's still crank. Kaiko
Okay.
also said not getting expected model on open router, keep showing reasoning and then not responding.
Yeah.
Let me check on the conspiracy one.
At least we got a result for City. That was pretty impressive. So like, I'm on the train that this is impressive. It's a good spot to see that open source is at. I mean, it makes me believe that the 6 month behind thing is broadly accurate. I also totally take the critique in the chat that a harness will probably do better here. we could certainly give this a run in Cursor. I still got a year of Cursor sitting around. Maybe we'll throw it into Cursor or Codex or something next week. But I like this result. I'm not unhappy with it. I think it's pretty impressive, especially for open source. I'm not going to call it frontier on 3D. And we're just getting really unfortunate results on the design system here. It's just might just be an open router issue. I don't know. It's hard for us to give a definitive point of view here.
Yeah, open router's been tough.
Where do I see my custom ones? But I named it. I want to see it. Okay, Open Router. Open Router should be hiring for a designer if they are not currently. There should be somebody.
Yeah, open router is a nightmare. To be fair, they have a tough problem. Like averaging across all of the models and all the parameters the models have, it is like not easy. But and also their audience is like wants control over parameters. Like if you,
it's a hard
like,
company
can, like,
to be
delete a bunch
into
of.
because like you're ultimately just going to be the open source provider. I'll predict it right now. Like you are not going to be able to handle Anthropic and OpenAI forever. They will eventually restrict, just like they did. Like you couldn't use Open Router for Fable, I don't think. Then they make you route through their software.
Yeah, because of the whole like jailbreak protection thing.
Right, so that's going to keep going.
And then yeah, and the other level is just like the labs are still, well, I can't speak for that. I mean, OpenAI is still subsidizing at least. So like it's just it is a tough place to be where like Open Router has to pay for like the margins.
Yeah.
Right, because they're going through the OpenAI API, so they have to pay for like OpenAI's API margins and Anthropic's API margins. Anthropic's in particular seem to be kind of fat. Yeah. Nice and fat, to quote but your margins are nice and fat. That's the Big Short. That's a nice shirt. Do they make it for men? What a good scene. Anyways, I am getting a response.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Tatsi's saying Open Router is only good for providing models, not for chat or agentic work or coding. Yeah, that does minimize the utility a bit, though. I hear you, though.
Wait, it's not good for wait. It's good for what?
Providing models, not for chat, agentic work, or coding. So they're an API
providing
company, right?
Oh, API. Right.
I know, Tatsu. I was trying to say.
I mean, and to be fair,
harness.
Yeah, to be fair, that does seem to be like this is like where I guess it's called Open Router, so I don't know what their like initial thing, but that does seem to be the, as somebody who's worked on like products where I want a bunch of different models, to say it is annoying to have to go and like make your own abstraction across all the models, all the providers, right? So
yeah,
that does seem like the core value prop. But then wrapping that in a chat UI, like it makes me concerned about the underlying API. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you can tell where they're becoming the open source folks, right? Like your top model being DeepSeek V4 Flash. That's interesting. The 4.8's down here.
It's working on in case you were, is currently coding the particle system of the conspiracy game.
All right.
Oh, now it's on scattered details.
Tatsu, yes, several companies use it for testing stealth models. Yeah, you can see stealth models pop up, and get tested here. Didn't 5.2 crush Arena? Didn't I share that link? That was interesting. Yeah. Here we go. Front end, yeah. Which I can buy. I can buy that it's doing a really good job on front end. At least from a stylistic perspective, I have trouble believing it reasons better than 5.5 Pro or anything like that, or even 4.8. I have trouble believing that, but I could just be a hater. More testing to do. Thanks for hanging with us, folks.
Chris, check disk. We got a response.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, and it's not bad either. Whoa. All right. Okay, we got for everybody who's stuck through, we have some payoff here.
Is it the whole code though, or did Discord screw up again? I'll try it. Let's just send it. Oh, there we go. Okay. Stargate Echo Protocol. You answered a signal that was never meant for you. Now you're stranded across a network of worlds linked by ancient ring constructs, the Stargates. The Sentinels are awake. The Consortium is listening. Every gate you dial takes you further from home and deeper into the conspiracy. Recover the data crystals, survive the worlds, find the truth at the bottom of the network. They know you're here. Bom, bom, bom. This is pretty sweet. Actually,
right?
Is this 5.2?
This is GLM 5.2 on Max.
Hell yeah. Well, shit. Oh, we tried.
Wait, what happened?
The button, no button.
Wait, Oh, wait. No.
This is a Discord
Sorry,
problem.
no, it's buttons. Buttons on mine. Let me.
Okay. Do you want to just email it to me?
This is just. I was thinking I would just deploy it.
Oh, okay. I'm sending my email in Discord. Okay, not that I don't trust our lovely audience, but I get enough spam as it is. I know none of you viewing live would do anything, but there's always the on-demand. It is a sweet button. No denying that.
No, it works.
Are you sending it?
Okay, we'll be. Oh, I was just deploying it, but I will also send it to your email as a backup here. It was just okay. Oh my god.
This message is too long to send via an email. Damn
it. No.
I'm waiting with bated breath. I'm ready. Yes. Heck yeah. All right. I'm excited to try this. That is a complete prompt. All right. Initiate the protocol. Whoa, hey. Whoa, hang on.
Oh, it also is okay. If you guys. Yeah. Also, anybody in the chat can play this, featurecrew.io/GLM_conspiracy. I just deployed it.
Oh, sweet. Bonus for people who stayed with us. This is wild. Little symbols.
Right?
Nice.
This is what I was saying, that there's a good result.
This is pretty sweet. Okay. Oh, I can shoot balls. This might be the best result we've got.
Interact with certain things, but like
the movement,
the particle effects in particular, I'm very impressed with. I mean, they cause like crazy frame spikes, but
heck yeah, this is
Ooh.
sweet. Yo, the movement's really good. I'm actually moving with some
the
speed
movement's
here.
good. The
This model has redeemed itself.
yeah, it often gets like, I feel like I am quite impressed with what it was able to put together here.
Look at this UI reacting. We might have just been sandbagging it by using OpenRouter. I apologize, chat. That is, I thought we were doing the right thing there, but
we did learn something useful, which is that OpenRouter blows.
yeah, we did. I got a little compass.
And this is what has always been my concern.
Okay, data crystals. We're ready and boom.
Oh, dialing sequence initiated. Oh my god, dude. See, hopefully, if you can try it when you pick up the last glyph, try to like have the gate in view, because the dialing sequence is fucking awesome.
Well, here, let me make sure I'm sharing with audio then. Share. Also share audio.
Oh, I don't know if there's audio.
Oh, sweet. Look at that thing.
Right?
Oh, this is awesome. Really cool. Okay, we're going in. There was a fade? Look, they cooked with this model. Chat was right. I am wrong. This is sick.
Project
Yes,
Groom
this is
Lake.
GLM.
Wait.
5.2.
Project Groom Lake just popped up as like a thing on mine. It's got the conspiracy knowledge.
Yo, this is Echo Protocol compromised, intercepted transmission, power cell, hull integrity. And the UI is really snappy. Like, it's reacting really well. Oh, yeah. Good call, Kaiku. The real-time lighting of the shots is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, this is very good. It does the typical model thing of every planet's the same, just recolored. But, you know, hey, everybody's doing that. Can't knock it for that.
I mean, No Man's Sky kind of did that. So,
well,
am I wrong? The drops with the light. This is like color me impressed. GLM. GLM might deserve a full video.
Yeah, we're doing a full video of GLM for sure. After this, it's disrespectful not to. I'm on the red planet. I'm on Mars. Okay, that is an amazing crescendo to the live stream. We have a history of this, so if you're joining for the first time, the end is always the best. I'm not encouraging you to not join at the beginning, but be here for the end. Wow, what a result.
Okay, and I will send this in chat so that, because this is live, so anybody can go play it. It's actually kind of fun. Who was it, Kaiko before, who said that they were playing whatever the last game was? And this was one shot.
I like that there's no bullet drop.
I mean,
this is some old school Battlefield 1942 shit. This is great. Sitting up on a hill.
Okay, I'm guessing this is Chris. Is this the end of the road for you? It's kind of the end of the road for me.
Yeah, I gotta go to dinner here. I'm already past the time. But
yeah, thank you everybody for joining. Thank you for bearing with us as we troubleshooted our OpenRouter situation. And yeah, luckily we finally got to a good result. I'm setting it in chat right now, featurecrew.io/GLM_conspiracy. You can play it, enjoy it. Thank you to everybody, all of our regulars who joined as always, and again particularly to Tatsu for the support, and Marv J as well for the support. Thank you everybody so much for joining. And Chris, anything else?
No, just thanks everybody. We got one of the most loyal audiences in the whole game, so thank you so much, and we'll see you all next week. We'll try to get a video of GLM out next week. Maybe that's a goal, so we'll give that a shot.
Perfect. Awesome.
Thanks,
We'll see you all
everybody.
next time.